stock of the day, well, we're going to take a look at Origin Energy. It's Australia's second largest power producer. Shares at one stage this morning were off more than 14%. So that's the steepest intraday decline since, well, the beginning of the pandemic, March 2020. It has taken the scissors to its earnings guidance as it struggles to get enough coal to its power plant. It slashed its energy markets division's underlying earnings guidance for the year to June 22 by 27% and withdrawn its guidance for fiscal year 23, saying the update is driven by a combination of global energy supply and security concerns, exacerbated by the impact of Russia's invasion of Ukraine with subsequent unprecedented increases in international energy prices. So there we can see shares currently down 14% for Origin. Andrew, Origin, we know what's going on with energy prices at the moment, and certainly for the companies and obviously the retailers and also the customers too.
Yeah, and Andrew, 25 years of doing this, one of my rules of thumb, 3 days for good or bad news to wash through. So, of course, we'll see a whole slew of broker downgrades come through tomorrow. And I suspect that chart is going to look even worse over the next couple of days. But you're quite right, we don't have to be Captain Obvious to figure out what's going on. Having said that, though, it's not all bad news. Again, glass half full. Maybe this time off for me has been good. I've sort of got a more positive, upbeat attitude at the moment around the fact that their gas business is going along pretty well, and in particular the LNG business as well. At this stage, I certainly wouldn't be looking at it. I think, as I said, there's some more bad news coming, and that chart's looking pretty ordinary as well, as we can see there. So for the time being, there's plenty of noise about. And in fact, one of the ones we're going to talk about today might be of more people's liking, but at this stage, I'd say it's a hold.
Okay, all right, Henry?
Well, this one has been a market darling, hasn't it? This one has really ridden the wave of higher energy prices. And we've seen that, the chart's been going in a one-way direction, and now we've had this massive surprise, I guess, from Origin in terms of their ability to source coal for the power station side of things. And it's just taken a big hit. I think it's going to take more of a hit as well, just because the fact that it has risen so much, and it's a bit like Amcor as well. These are two stocks that have risen really, really well during all this volatility for different reasons, of course. But for me, Origin at the moment, I think we're going to see further downside, as Andrew rightly says. 3 days, I think it's going to take longer to wash through. Clearly, they've got some problems with sourcing their coal for Eraring. So, this is not a one-day wonder. This is probably not even a 3-day wonder. We could easily see this one back to sort of the mid-5s again. So I think it's certainly too early. If you've got it, then unfortunately you've suffered a nasty day today. But that is the way of the world, unfortunately. Sometimes you do get these surprises. I'm kind of baffled sometimes that the analysts out there haven't picked up on this earlier, because clearly these guys are they're employed and they paid a lot of money to really go in depth with the companies. And then we get a shock like this, that there's no coal at the power station, or they're struggling and they're paying up for it. You have to question what they're doing. Whether the guys are asleep at the wheel. There's a lot of people that cover this stock. It's not like a little stock. You shouldn't really get these kind of big shocks in these kind of big stocks. So a little bit baffling from that perspective, but certainly I wouldn't be trying to pick the bottom of this one for a while.
So if you do hold it, you're just going to hang on from here?
Well, the good times will come again, in theory, but I think you're going to be holding for a while and you're going to suffer more pain. So it may be that if you do see any slight bounce in sentiment, as a few bargain hunters pick it up, then it may be wise to reduce your risk.
Okay, take it as a trim then.
Yeah.